Hey, it's your girl Moni 69 Ways, and I'm here with Miss Kira Speaks and the Lawrence Report. And we are here to cover Found Season 2, Episode 17. Yes, we are missing the hostess with the mostest, but
Yes.
she's not here today, so I took over. So hopefully she'll be hosting next week. So yeah, so send her some love to Miss Candy Love. So yeah.
Yes.
And tomorrow is her birthday, so tomorrow send her some birthday love. Okay. So how y'all doing this evening?
Good.
Yep, doing good, doing good.
Doing good. What y'all are thoughts of this episode?
I enjoyed the episode.
Do
That
you
the
enjoy?
case kind of pissed me off. Like I was saying behind the scenes, I said this man done did it. So he kind of pissed me off. But it was a ended up being a good case, and we got that big bombshell at the end of the episode. So I was satisfied.
Okay. How
Yeah,
about you, Lawrence?
for me, it was that ending. But also that beginning with Gabby being captured, the whole situation being on lockdown, crazy episode.
Very much
Yes.
so.
They're very much so. I was like, "Ooh, I did not see this coming for sure. I did not see this coming."
Mhm.
Hello, Miss Wright. How are you doing?
Mhm.
Yes. So let's get into this episode. I call myself having this is what I got at the last minute.
Okay, not bad.
But yeah, so this episode opened up with the dynamic duo of Don and Gabby, right? They're in her basement because remember, from the last case, the missing person ended up in Gabby's basement, and and the $1 million question was like, how did he get there, right?
Mm.
Yes.
So, and they also found the cigarette butts of the same cigarettes that Jamie smoked outside her house. So it's like, what's going on? So they trying to figure out and look for clues in the basement, like, dang, how he get down here? Who brought him down here? And then Don said he gonna look into call some of his FBI buddies or something, and also push that DNA test of Jamie along because it's still
Jeez.
being
Yes,
waited, which is
Lord.
getting on my nerves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what?
Because I'm not
Yes.
dying this episode. I'm still not a believer, okay?
Mm,
Okay.
mm.
You still not a believer
No, I'm not.
because they don't have actual proof that it was Jamie. They're just speculating due to the cigarettes being outside his house, right?
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah,
I need to know who it is because they never told us in this episode. Because I'll be damned if we think Heather, who weighs 100 pounds soaking wet, got a heavy old man down in Gabby's basement undetected. But
yeah, but we kind of, but then they said that it wasn't Jamie later on in the episode due to him saying
correct.
want to apologize. But I like the way they wrote that right there because it made me think for a minute, like, dang, did Jamie really have something to do with that body in the basement? Like that's wild.
I thought
right.
for sure he did. I really did. And so
Me
now
too.
I need to know who it is. Like we know Sir has like a little group of people is what we're speculating now that we're getting further into the season. So I need to know who's responsible for the body. We didn't get into that this episode.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of those prison guards that Sir's been buddy with lately. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
Flipped him some info about where Gabby stay at. He gave him a key to unlock the door. You know how Sir get down. You know what I'm saying?
And told him how to
Hmm.
clean up afterwards because clearly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So meanwhile, as they in the basement trying to find clues, we see Margaret at the police station with Heavy Boots Trent, trying to look into Jamie absence because he's missing. I guess he didn't check up on her at the motel or what have you, or check in or something. And she worried about him disappearing again. And he was telling Margaret about Jamie being at Gabby's house due to the cigarettes they found outside her home. And then she was like, why didn't Gabby tell me? Because she wanted to have some evidence before she like to be sure before she come to you about your son that you so sensitive about. Like this is a sensitive subject. Like,
So
duh,
Margaret with kid gloves. Margaret act like
right,
she don't get that.
And you and you know by now with Margaret and the whole Jamie situation, you kind of gotta walk on eggshells with that situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's why Gabby was trying to be protective about the whole Jamie narrative.
right.
I was surprised Heavy Boots told her that much. I was like, oh, okay. I guess, but I don't know if there was a way for him to get around telling her so.
Right, I didn't expect him to tell her that because like he said, Gabby does not have any proof yet. So I was just shocked that he even told her that. But as he was telling her that he get a phone call and the look on his face is like, I guess it was somebody telling that Jamie visited Sir, so she went to go visit. Margaret went to go visit Sir, and he was hoping it was. We already know who he was hoping for, but he kind of figured that Margaret would come visit him after Jamie because we saw Jamie visit him last episode.
Right.
So he kind of, if I think Sir already know that that Margaret was next to come visit, right? So she come there to like approach him and said, I know that Jamie visited you and stuff like that, and I guess she don't want to. I guess she don't really want to. She did want to know what they was talking about at first. The first time she visited, she said she really want to know what they was talking about and stuff. And Sir, he is snappy with it,
Hmm.
and he want his Gabby in return. Like if I give you this information, I'm gonna need you to get Gabby to visit me.
Yep. Everything always leads back to Gabrielle.
And
I'm like, yo,
yep, and I'm just gonna say that's the caveat right there. He is always like Ms. Kira said, it's always going back to Gabby. I'll give you the information, I'll give you the intel, but you gotta get Gabby to come down here to see me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. That was just wild to me. I was like, and I'm like, how Margaret gonna do that? But yeah, so
And I think
that
this episode was the episode that Sir directed because I think Anissa
yeah,
had posted that on her IG, and I think we talked about that last week, and I was like,
he directed it. So this was a
Yeah.
good one. This was a good one.
mm,
So yet again she left the prison with heavy boots, and then they run into Heather.
thirsty old
Good old
Heather.
Heather. Look. Good old
That's
Heather.
okay. That's exactly what we needed. She ran into the right one because we needed Margaret
That's
and
what
them
I
spidey
said.
senses, and we got them spidey senses later on. Okay, you got the
That's what
right
I
one.
said. Okay, because um Margaret did give her this kind of look when she started talking
Mm-hmm.
to Trent. Because she was like,
Yeah, we never got the answers to the end because I was like, she. You can see it. She's working. She working.
yeah. She working. She thinking about something. She was like, okay. Then she said, I'm gonna go to the car. I'm dismissed. I'm like, really, Margaret? So she held that for a long time to the end. So I was like, but I guess it would have came out sooner if
Yeah,
they wasn't, being stick up,
yeah. She was
but
preoccupied. She
whole
got
hostage,
kidnapped. Exactly.
being whole hostage by this man. So yeah, what are y'all thoughts on that? Like whole Heather and Trent outside the gates and stuff like that? Because she still she wants some of that Trent.
Well, I think Trent was like, he basically told her like, well, she said something about I miss you or something like that. And he was like, well, you over here playing for the opposite team. You ain't got
Mm-hmm.
to do that. We can work it out. You know what I'm saying? But she's so gun ho about representing. I was gonna say her brother, but so gun ho about representing Sir.
Sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So hey, she wanted the old thing back, but you gotta drop Sir to get back with Trent, basically.
Right, basically. And then she's like, "Can we talk later?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god."
How important is it to you? Not clearly not that important.
Basically, can we talk about it later over drinks? Ugh, ugh. No.
Right. Right.
So we get Margaret returned to the office. She tried to talk to Gabby. Then a man named Montgomery Clark walks into the office and blame Gabby for him going to prison. He said his son is missing now. And he pulled out a blicky and says that she needs to help him find his son. So what are y'all thoughts of this man coming in so hot?
I told you that you coming in there like that with the strap. I said whatever she said he did that ish. Like I could not let up until we got to the end because she was so aggressive and so angry and so forward. All the words that we don't want to use for our black men. But I was like, no, you coming in a little bit too hot, sir.
Right.
First of all, I'm just trying to figure this out. Why don't M&A have, I can't even figure it out. Y'all ain't got no receptionist, right? Y'all ain't got no security watching the premises. Like, what's happening? What's really going on in M&A right now?
All they got is poor Zeke. Zeke got to do everything 365.
Right.
Okay.
From a remote location, nonetheless. But yes, they definitely need security.
Yeah.
Security.
Like,
A receptionist. I can't let you up. Yeah.
No, they need protection. A little. Gabby definitely need a blicky or something at the office.
Well,
Come on.
Yeah, I mean, anybody could just walk into M&A like it ain't nothing. I'm like, come on, y'all. But like I said, when we was talking backstage earlier, I did like the way they flipped it on this episode right here. Usually somebody come up to M&A, but Gabby was actually held hostage. So I thought that was dope how they flipped it and surprised us on this episode.
Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting. So he just said, coming in, help me find my son. Montgomery doesn't want to lose. He don't want to put the blicky away. Gabby was talk to Zeke. Zeke, he be popping up. I'm like, this is not the time to pop up. You trying to get somebody shot. he was getting on my nerves. I'm like, don't. You can be not on the camera and listen, okay? It's like pop up surprise. I was like, oh, Zeke.
yeah, when
But
he did that,
he
I said,
means
why don't you
well.
just do the same thing that you did like the second time and just keep the cameras going and be quiet?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was reactionary, I guess. We're gonna let Zeke have it.
Yeah, because he is protective of his team.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it. He can't really do nothing about it but pop up on the screen like I see you, and I'm gonna call 911. Why would you say I'm gonna call 911? Why would you announce that, Zeke?
He was emotional at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Look at
Everybody,
you. Look at Lawrence taking over. He was emotional at the time. Like, I don't care. I'm like,
nah,
why
no,
would you announce that?
yeah, you definitely shouldn't announce that. It slipped out. Big mistake on Zeke's end. Yeah, just a big mistake.
I'm like, it's easy for you to slip up and say that you on the other end, on
Right.
the other
Right.
side.
Yep.
Shoot.
Yep.
Yep, P.
Mm-hmm.
Bronson. Hey. Yeah, so he let that slip up, and then Montgomery went off because he was not feeling it, and he was like, he had them lock all the doors, cut the security off, and stuff like that. And she told Zeke to shut it down on
Mm,
his end,
mm.
but we know he really didn't. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I
This
don't.
Montgomery dude.
Ugh,
Have them
yeah.
chain the doors on all exits being chained off and security being shut down.
Much of what I thought when I first seen him and he was holding the strap. Okay, so now we got to lock the doors. Now we got like you did it.
He was
You
carrying
did it.
chains, okay? He had the chains and locks with him, okay?
Right. You had the
and,
whole kit.
and Margaret freaking out because she's still trying to find Jamie. Jamie hasn't reappeared yet, and she freaking out by not seeing him. I'm like, girl, you better focus on staying alive. Child.
Yeah, see, I'm not cut out for this line of work because I'd have been like, I'm not fine. I'm not finding nothing. Got me locked in
Hey,
here. I got to try to use my resources. And it's like, you don't want to utilize Zeke. You don't want him to be able to see. But how am I supposed to get help from inside here? Like, what do you want me to do inside, locked in the building with you? What am I able to do
right.
locked in the building with you?
Hey there, Candy Love TV.
Hey,
Sending
boo.
love. Yes. Yeah, so he had them chained up, locked inside the building. Zeke assured him that, she said, "This is my team. This is the people I use to help me out." So she was trying to like reassure Montgomery about Zeke, okay? Because Zeke is quick with it, and so his situation. So this man's situation is his son was taken away. He did 3 years, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
sentenced to 4 years, and he did 3. So he got
Mhm.
on good behavior.
Good
So
behavior.
that's what. Okay, that's what I can remember.
Good behavior and about to go right back. Yeah.
Damn.
That part.
Well, he had a
Like
cause.
how you
Okay.
get out? How you get out and just go straight 0 to 100? Like what?
Because the son is missing. Why are you looking like that, Kara? Like his son
This
is
is not the
missing.
answer, Sway. Like I get Gabby is probably the best recourse, but you can't go to the police. You can't. Well, oh, I guess he had an order of protection. I don't know. You could have asked nicely. It just don't make no sense to me. Okay,
Ask nicely, really.
something. You get more with honey than you do with lemon. Gabby might have helped him.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. So he talked about his wife, um, Dahlia, who maybe had post
Postpartum,
postpartum. Look, I
Postpartum.
can't even talk.
Yeah.
Postpartum, and
for
had
sure.
severe depression after she had
And and
their son,
and
and a
then
little bit before then, I think.
and then they kept saying that he was that he's been accused of harming his child, even though he said
Yes.
he was swearing up and down that he never did anything
Hey, Lonnie.
harmful to his son.
Yes, yes.
Ooh,
Heavy
Heather's old
boots.
lady behind. Child. You don't want it that bad, child.
So silly. So he was just afraid because his wife or his ex-wife, I don't know if they got divorced or not, but yeah, Dahlia, she suffered from depression, postpartum depression, and how she didn't connect with the baby initially. She pulled away from him. He filed for divorce, and when from her, and when he saw that she wasn't able to take care of the baby, I guess he took action. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he
He
wanted custody, but then her parents swooped in and didn't like him no way,
yeah,
and kind
her
of.
she come from
Money.
well-to-do parents. Yeah, I would say
Mhm.
well-to-do. The parents is well-to-do, so yeah, she come from money. So it was easy for them to persuade anything in their favor,
Mhm.
in their daughter's favor. So yeah, so that's what gets me. I'm like, okay, is we mad at the grandparents? Is we mad at Daya? Like, what's going on with this story
I,
as
I,
it
Oh,
was
that man is
unfolding?
mad at everybody. He mad at everybody. Okay.
I think,
And Gabby,
and I think the grandparents just basically went along with it because it's like, well, our daughter, we don't like him because he even, well, I know we'll talk about this later, but he stated that, well, she came from a great part of town and he was just a regular smuggler Joe. You know what I'm saying? Her
Mhm.
parents probably want her to marry somebody that's going to be on her level intellectually and with the money aspect as well. So that's why they kind of just went with it. But of course, he's an angry man currently, unfortunately.
yes. So as he was talking about his ex-wife's depression, this is give Margaret to do her flashback to 2010. I guess 9 months in of Jamie disappearance, of her being depressed and almost burning down the damn house
Right.
and burning dinner and stuff. So, and this is what her husband said, like, I want a divorce. We gotta go. Me and the girls, we about to go, about to leave you.
He gets on my last nerves. I mean, I
Because he
get,
said,
sir, please.
yeah. So she focused on Jamie. He focused on the two girls that they still have in a possession. So yeah. So he think about the well being. So yeah, they need some normalcy. So that was her flashback. Montgomery. He explained that he wasn't hurting Jalen because the initial job for Gabby back then was to retrieve the child out of his care, because she think that he was abusing the child. Correct.
Correct.
So Yeah, because it was like some hot water or something that fell on the
Yeah.
young lad. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, young boy. I said
Mm-hmm.
young lad. Yes, yes. And yeah, that was crazy. And yeah, that was messed up as I think about the whole story because he was just telling bits and pieces of it
Yeah.
and about it, which was getting on my nerves. And then all this melee and stuff going on outside with Heavy Boots, Dawn, and Jamie. Everybody trying to figure out how to get in or rescue
Because had he been
them.
honest a little earlier, I think he could have pulled Gabby to his side. Because Gabby kind of looked at the case from the perspective as she's somebody that had been abducted, so she's just trying to do what she needs to do to get the kid,
Right.
where they need to be. But maybe had he appealed to her and told her what really happened with the water and the baby, like, don't you think that, like, maybe if you didn't even tell her then, that's in the past. But now coming in here with the blicky
It was a
and
drag
locking the
on. I'm
doors, like,
like,
why you just didn't speak up and say, like, A, B, C, D.
PC.
Like,
That's what I said. I'm like, he was dragging. I'm
you
like, we
going
getting
all
little pieces.
around.
I'm like, we could have been had this before all
Yep.
this
We could
melee
have got to the
happened.
result a lot sooner.
Yeah. Um. So eventually, what's his name? Heavy Boots found what's his name? Jamie.
Me.
Hmm.
Yeah, they came outside the buildings and along with Don, cause Don know that she's being held because he was
I think
yeah,
he
he
was
know
looking for another
he,
entrance when
he
they
looked for
popped
another
up.
yeah, well, yeah. Initially, yeah. So he looked for another entryway to get in and he had to intercept them. So yeah.
Now, now we know he's about to get intercepted, but can y'all correct me if I'm wrong on this right here?
Hmm.
Was this my first? Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but was this my first time hearing Jamie say
Mom,
"mom"? Was that the first
That's
time?
what I was
mommy,
about to say. Like he
mom,
called
come.
on
Hmm.
he trying to get in there to risk his life, trying to get in there to get to his mom.
And
Yeah.
unlike Trent, I'm not Trent. Unlike Don, I'm not moved or sold. But okay,
Well, I
go
if
off.
I just let it ride because I don't know, it's still up in the air for me when it comes to Jamie, to be
and
honest. So
and that's the seesaw effect every week with this. With the truth about DA, whatever case is gonna be. We only got a couple more episodes left. Is that the real Jamie? Because it seemed like he was so emotional. Oh my God, they're my mom, and Margaret's reuniting, hugging, yada yada yada. I don't know if that's really him. I guess it really wasn't the last episode. Like, they really, I didn't
They're
expect them.
dragging it.
I didn't expect them to milk it literally probably until the very last episode.
The only thing that made me kind of have a change of mind is when we got to the two things at the end of the episode, which one of them pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get
we'll get there.
there.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, so Don and Lacey did what's his name? Zeke did manage to find the grandparents. Because when Montgomery was telling the story about Dahlia and her depression and how her parents got involved and intercepted their dealings when it comes to Jalen, which is the name of the child. They went to go speak to the grandparents, and the grandparents they look like they was at the country club, right?
They was at the country club.
Chilling. Hmm.
Chilling. She said chilling
Yeah.
because the last time they heard Dahlia and the son Jalen was staying with the grandparents. So,
Mm-hmm.
what are y'all thoughts of the grandparents though?
I was a little suspect because they've been missing and it doesn't look like you've been looking for them. So I was like,
Damn.
I'm, I guess you could say the grandparents are a little bit shady. You know what I'm saying? With their disappearance of their grandchild, and of course they didn't like Montgomery, aka Monty, to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of just letting it ride, really.
yeah, exactly. But how much did you care if you did nothing about it? Like, I understand once we got the whole full scope of what they had done, but your kid and your grandchild is missing. Just like, had a V8, so I'm good.
Not had
They'll
a
show up.
V8.
They'll show up eventually.
um they know she like ran away or something, or she at first she was there and then she took the son because they figured that they saw Montgomery release date was coming up,
Mm-hmm.
so they saw that he was getting released, so
But
she
even if she
knows.
was in fact running from him, would you not want to make sure that they were okay? Like,
Yeah,
fine, we let them have it.
yeah, I feel you because that's what
They didn't look too distraught. That's what you're trying to say?
right.
Not concerned in the least, child.
At the
Nope.
country club.
They're the
Mm-mm.
country club, man. They're playing. They chilling. They
Living a life.
eat caviar right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's on the move for me with Jamie. He's nowhere near clear in my mind.
Yeah, I teeter-totter back and forth. I must admit, I sit on the fence and my feet dangle, and sometimes it's
Look, it's
on
up
this
in the
side,
air.
and
It's up
sometimes
in the
it's
air
on
for
that
me.
side. Mm-hmm.
It's up
I'm
in the
riding the
air.
fence.
Yes, yes, yes. So yeah, so that was interesting to talk to the grandparents. Um they didn't it's clear that they didn't like
Monty.
Monty.
Monty. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so because they came from money, he didn't talking about classes.
Right.
They took over they said they took over Jalen care. But Dahlia and Jalen took off a couple of months ago. So that was 2 months. Huh.
That's why I'm giving a side eye. That's why I'm turning my head like this. Okay. You're gonna have to send me a smoke signal or something. Even if you get to running, like send me an email, old school, drop
Like
me a
that I'm okay,
letter.
that you okay. Right, that you okay. Okay? Like okay, that my grandson is okay, to say
Right.
the least. Yeah, I get it. But also we get Margaret and Gabby at the office talking to Norma, which is Dahlia's best friend. So she probably would
Mhm.
know where her whereabouts is, and the child. So they questioning her. Munchie was in the room. He was on the side of of the TV
On that
thing.
side of the TV turning up, baby. He looked like he would jump
I'm
out his
thinking,
skin.
right. I'm thinking he about to jump out and like let the cat out the bag because he was so antsy and he was holding the blicky. I'm like, oh my God. Because the lady is saying something that he does not want to hear, when it comes to the whole Dahlia and Munchie of it all. So
Yeah, she was
um
definitely. I guess you can say she was telling the truth about him, but he kind of felt like she was like dogging me, like she was playing me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because she was saying
If
like
you
terrible
only
things
got
about
one,
Munchie.
but if
Mm-hmm.
you only got one side of the story, like what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's
true.
that's the truth to my knowledge. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after Normal share how terrible Monty was to Dahlia, he got angry and he unplugged the thing. Like conversation over. Snatched
Trying to knock this whole
unplugged
issue
it.
over. Mm-hmm.
And because he was getting angry and then Zeke freaks out and he can still hear Monty get angry and escalating and he wanted and he was trying to I guess call Trent at the time. So
What was
uh
this the part with Zeke? And I'm sorry, y'all, but I laughed at this part. If we own this part when Zeke was like, "I lost my eyes," was that before that? I'm sorry, but that had me laughing for some reason.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
when
was
he
the first
cameras
time.
out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Okay.
shot.
My
Okay.
eyes. Parent did a private investigator look for them. I guess I missed that part, child.
Barry said that part.
I remember that.
That was a
I've been
sucky private. Look, that was a sucky private investigator.
I was gonna say I've been wrong. I've been wrong before. I just feel like they wasn't doing nothing, child. They was like, "Oh, you ain't find nothing. All right then." What?
I'm like, they didn't look hard enough for me. Okay, if that's the case, I'm like, what kind of private investigator did they have? Um, Zeke freaked out, like I said, about trying to get a hold of Trent because Monty was raising his voice, and that's when they was outside of M&A trying to break in, trying to find ways to get in, I should say. Don breaks down, tell the truth that because Trent wanted to call backup and have a whole squad and have a negotiator
Yeah.
out there. Like, I'm like, yo, no. And Don was like, absolutely not. And, you know, all this episode, they trying to do what they want to do. And, you know, they ain't thinking about
And this is
Gabby.
after Margaret decided she wanted to be a hero and run out after Jamie was calling mommy, mommy. Did we get to
Hey,
that part yet?
Mm-hmm.
hey,
I,
Yes, we get to the part.
the one thing, Margaret,
I
she's
can't
like,
remember where it was in the story. My
It's right
bad.
here. It's
But
right
okay.
here.
Margaret, like, that's my Jamie. Like, nothing was going to stop Margaret, a gun or nothing. She's like, I'm going to get Jamie regardless.
And
But
then he cocked the blicky
I
though.
thought Margaret was gonna get popped. I was
Right.
prepared. I said,
She's
hopefully he
she
don't
was
hit no main
running, and then she was
artery.
like, not the main artery.
Yeah, hopefully it's like a flesh wound because I'm like Margaret about to get popped, y'all.
now, if they would have shot this episode where he ended up shooting like the wall or something like that to make her stop, I would definitely jump because I would have been like, oh shoot, did he just shoot Margaret? Like, you know what I'm saying? But didn't.
Right.
Yeah, now that would have been, well, I almost say great, but that definitely my
You're
attention.
not wrong.
Yeah, so that would have been another twist or interesting thing to happen if he did do that. So
Right.
but
Because
yeah, so
Gabby jumped in the middle, but she won in front of that weapon. No, who had like this,
she
and
was in front
Gabby
of his
was like,
face, but not in front of she ain't crazy. Look, she ain't crazy. She ain't that crazy, man. She is not that crazy. Okay.
I love you, Margaret, but not quite that much, girl. Okay.
Yeah, I think it was on her shoulder or somewhere like that. Whenever Monty was pointing that gun.
Right.
Yeah, so she was like got in his face and begged him not to do that and let Margaret go. I'm the one you want. It was my fault that you got arrested and blah blah blah. So eventually we did see Margaret behind run out the door and then hugs Jamie and Don and Trent. It was like, oh nice, and then they had like a delay, then they ran to the door trying to pull it open. So but it was too late, it was locked.
That man was
And
standing
chained
right
back
there.
up.
As soon as Margaret got out, he clink, clink.
Okay, like to put them chains back on them doors. Okay. So she reunites with them.
He definitely was on his Marvin Sapp. Close the doors. Hey, close the doors.
You know, Trent is still freaking out about Gabby still being inside. They hate what's so funny? Somebody laughing? What's
I
going
was
on?
laughing at Lawrence talking about he's on his Marvin Sapp because I said Joe Clark. He says he's on his Marvin Sapp talking about
Oh
close the
yeah,
door.
close the doors,
Close
lock
the
the
door.
doors.
Close the
Chat,
door.
I'm weak.
Close the door.
Close the doors. Dang. Hilarious. That's gonna be a running joke for the rest of 2025. Okay.
I'm using it so much. Oh my god, I love it. My bad.
I know.
My bad.
That's okay.
Got to do it. Got to do it.
So you know, Trent and Don, they are freaking out that Gabby's still in there. So M&A argue what to do next. So mind you, they did meet back up at Zeke house. They all gather at Zeke house. They're trying to figure out what to do next. Where is the next move? Because Gabby's still in there. And they cannot find this Dahlia and Jalen so far. So they can't find them so far. So they don't know what the next move is. So they argued. Then Jamie was the voice of reason, saying like, what would Gabby do?
What would Gabby want you to do? Shut up,
Right.
Jamie. Shish. But also you're right, but be quiet.
Yeah, so they just like fall back and allow things to play out as Gabby wants. And Gabby tells him through the audio that they're working on a case and finally to get to show up on the screen. So eventually they did pop back on the screen. They investigate Monty's friend Marlon because he did mention the friend. No, they did see, I guess the friend Marlon had his records, his bank records or something, and he was paying Dahlia was paying him regularly, which is odd.
Was that the friend or the brother?
No, it's a friend.
Yeah,
that was Monty's friend.
Okay.
So yeah, so Zeke was able to go through his bank records and he saw that Dahlia was paying him on a regular. So Don went to go look into it. Um, then he invited Jamie along, which was shocking to me. I don't. It was shocking to me. He like,
Deep
oh yeah, you
cleansing
can.
breath, because I'll be so
Is
I
this
was
the
like,
is this
Don?
the is this the part where Don and Jamie had that little conversation?
Yeah,
yes.
this is like the ride along. That's what I'm like. He offered him to come along. It is a ride along. He offered him to come along with him to go, confront or talk to Marlon, the friend. Yeah, so Jamie opens up to Don, said that he was at Gabby's house last night. Basically, this is the part where Jamie was doing all the talking, and Don was just nodding and looking. He ain't said much or nothing. I'm like, this boy just telling on himself. I'm like, you just telling. Hopefully, a clue will drop out. Just keep talking. He just talking about he was at the house last night because he wanted to apologize for being an asshole to her, and he swear he had nothing to do with the Peter guy being in the basement.
And and I think Jamie was shocked about. He said something about, well, I guess those DNA test results didn't come back or something like that. He said, but I think he was just shocked at the way Don
Okay.
just so chill and nonchalant about the whole situation. Well, I mean, well, not the situation, but the conversation that them two was having.
Yeah. That's when it was that when he said, "Oh, I didn't get the DNA,
Yeah,
but that was your mom, and you were trying to protect her, so I know that you're
He just said
late."
he doesn't need the DNA because
yeah. I think at this point,
Okay.
I guess everybody M&A, they're all are letting their cool or letting their walls down about Jamie. That maybe this is even like maybe this is really Jamie. You know what I'm saying?
Could
yes,
be.
Miss Wright. Unfortunately, he has been coming in clutch, but we still side eyed him, Miss Wright. Yeah, because he think he's a part of the team now, so it is what it is. Okay. Um, but I'm still mad at Margaret because she is not putting her foot down or trying to let her ex husband know or her daughters know about this Jamie,
Right,
supposedly
Candy.
Jamie.
Candy said he smoked a whole lot of cigarettes to be waiting for Gabby for one night. Word. You just went through a whole box just standing out there waiting. How long? How long was you out there for, child?
Chain smoking.
Ugh.
Um, yeah. So, yeah. What else happened? Oh yeah, Trent go to see Sir because Trent is desperate. Trent was so desperate he went to go see Sir because he knows Sir know how to get into M&A
Yes.
because
That
we
was a
seen
smart
it
move.
plenty
That
of
was a smart
times.
move, though. Mm-hmm.
Because
So
he's like, listen, if there's one person who knows how to get in, it's got to be Sir. You know what I'm saying? So like y'all said, he was extremely desperate. Like that was his last resort. I know he didn't want to go there, but he had to do what he got to do to secure Gabby safety.
right. So yeah, so Trent went to go see Sir. Sir, loving this with all the jokes and all. Until he realized Trent was freaking out. And when it comes to Gabby, he said, something happened to Gabby, I will unalive you.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And anything for his Gabby.
Mm-hmm.
Making making
uh
making a whole lot of demands behind bars, but I digress.
Always. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so
He get it done though. That he know a lot for being locked up, child.
yeah, he does. But yeah, so he just asked how to get into Gabby's office undetected. So I wish I would have seen what Sir told him how he got to get in there, but we never saw that. So it is what it is.
He he
Cause
ba-
I
he basically said, due to M&A not having a bunch of security, there's a key underneath the mat with the front door. That's like in.
no, Lawrence, that was not that simple. A key under the mat. You was
I had to
silly.
go back and watch because I said, did he drop down from the ceiling like Spider Man? But no, he
Right.
ain't dropped
That's what
down.
I'm saying. Like, is it a secret door passageway that nobody
Yeah,
knows? That's what I'm looking
something
like.
because he came, he
In the
was just there,
walls.
popped up like, hey,
Right. Hey. It's
Tackle his
right.
behind to the ground.
So we get a flashback. Margaret in these flashbacks.
Lord, the entire season, man. My God, but my bad.
Yeah,
This,
I mean, I feel you.
this the one that made me irritated because this plus the end, is that what you trying to tell us? Is that what we trying to put together, that flashback?
Someone, she said, it's a flashback of someone being very kind to Margaret and offered her to be her family. Because mind you, at this time, her ex-husband, her daughter just left. So
That's the black lady that came in and Margaret was crying in the bed and
yep,
she said it's gonna help her.
yep, yep. Margaret thinks about that and feel guilty about abandoning Gabby there. She feels guilty about abandoning Gabby because Gabby been there for her since was the next friend, her true friend, to be there for her with this whole Jamie thing and all. So no matter how
Oh,
many
now
years
you
went by.
had it as an afterthought. You was a no limit soldier running out the door. Now you're like, oh, Gabby, girl, hush, stop.
Mm.
I mean, I get it, but okay, Margaret.
Yeah, by way of sir. By way of sir.
Don't matter how you
Okay.
get. I don't
Unfortunately.
care how you get there. Okay. You didn't care.
Yeah, so Margaret is feeling the guilt of leaving Gabby there and stuff like that. She felt like she let Gabby down. So that's what she came up with the idea for Gabby. She want they pretend like somebody was at the front door to get Monty to go to the front door, and then they secretly talk to her and was just telling her to be vulnerable with the guy so he can open up, so he can let his defenses down and give up the
your
blicky.
walls down.
So yeah, so we saw Gabby telling her she was kidnapped before and stuff like that, and the way she rescued his son, she was basing off her trauma and what she went through and stuff like that. So and he was like, why are you telling me this? I hate when people say that.
Sure, it's so annoying. Because you're holding me captive, sir. We need to get out of here.
She
We need
just
to
said
move on with life.
she just coming like trying to be relatable, understand,
Yeah.
she can admit she was wrong. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm like, her and Monty both break it down in tears. I'm like, y'all just going to forgive each other, and he just going to release Gabby. How about that right there? Is that cool? Y'all hug it out, and he released Gabby. Can we work it out like that?
All right.
I need not Gabby, Monty to get his communication skills together next time because we didn't even have to go through half of this. But
right. So yeah. Sir is delusional, like Unique is, because his relationship would never be the same if Gabby comes back to him. Why would Gabby come back to him? She didn't want to be there in the first place.
Well, that's part of the delusion. He thinks that at some point
Child.
she is, and he wants her to come on her own recognizance. And all the switches is
in
not
his
on up there.
In his
Right.
dreams, buddy, in your
Absolutely.
dream. So what was next? So he gave up the blicky. He let down his defenses.
And then Batman appears.
Trent Heavy Boots Batman
Appears like a knight in shining.
He tackled him like a boy. I'm looking like he wasn't even armed or nothing. He was open up. Everybody was helping out. Everybody was coming to the office. He let who was that? Margaret back in the office and Don? Somebody.
Yep.
Back in the office. So
we didn't know none of that. I wasn't mad at him at that point. I didn't listen. I couldn't see nothing. I couldn't hear nothing. You were armed at one point. Listen. I don't care.
Yeah, so so he tackled him down and handcuffed him. I'm like, nobody didn't take her. She was like, wait, because we just getting on good terms. We are trusting each other. And here you go trying to be Captain Sable woman.
Okay.
And you trying to play hero, he got on my nerves. I ain't gonna. Oh, he got on my nerves at that moment. I'm like, read the room. What require you to tackle? Do you see a blicky in his hand?
He
Yeah,
had no
you
time to read the room. He had to spring into action. No
yes,
time to read the
Girl,
room.
all right.
went to action for his lady. You know what I'm saying? His true lady. You know what I'm saying?
That dog on. Yes, nerve wracking attack. Okay, nerve
Mm-hmm.
wracking attack. I'm like, read the room, sir. Read the room. Let's see. They're trying to find ways to track down Dahlia, and she did. Because they afraid for Jalen's safety because of Dahlia. Because come to find out, she is the one. Because when Gabby opened up, he opened up, and she realized that he is not the one that was abusing the child with the whole hot water. Because the hot water was really an accident because she
Right.
left the water, and you know how kids like to pull and reach collars, and
Mm-hmm.
he just took the blame, and then her parents automatically blame him. So he just let it ride, and it was all because she put the hot water and stuff on there. And I forgot what else happened to the child, but that was mostly I remember about the boiling hot water
Right. Yep.
on
Yeah, I
the
remember that.
child.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how that goes when it comes to CPS.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's a
And
bad burns.
yeah. And black fathers. I'm gonna be on the black fathers. So
I mean,
I'm
she
like,
look. If it was the mama, she would have got it too. Because you ain't supposed to leave that water. Well, you're not supposed to leave the child unattended. That's the first thing. But that water ain't supposed to be on the front where they could get to it. No way.
Facts.
I digress. She was going through postpartum, so everything wasn't, all the
right. So,
faculties don't be there.
um
Which then still makes it his fault. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
yeah. Then they come across you so silly. Not Trent the Batman. So they come across I guess some documents. They figure it out that Dahlia's parents hire Dr. Bradshaw came
Mm-hmm.
into play. He corroborate the abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Monty so-called abusing the child and whatever. And he using certain type of words to make it seem like, yeah, because when he questioned her, it's like leading into
Asking the kid. Mm-hmm.
the kid the questions, and it was like leading. So it was crazy. So the parents ain't ish, they using their money to um not really trying to give their daughter help, in my opinion. You like trying to put it off on the father when your daughter is really breaking down in front of your eyes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what irritated me with them. So they paid the doctor. They said Dahlia may have checked herself into a facility to get help, which was cool because she definitely need help. But the question was, where is Jalen? I'm like,
Right.
okay, where's Jalen? Because she did write something. They found her something she had typed up or something sent someone. I forgot what it
Yeah, to
said.
the
Do y'all
to the
remember that?
son, something to the son, but it made it initially seem like she was going to do something to herself. But then when they, I guess, reevaluated it, they realized that maybe she had gone for some help, and then they asked Monty what was the name of the place that he recommended, and they put one and one together for that part of it. And then we had, like you said, figure out now where is the child? Because I was like, please don't tell me she left the child in the house somewhere in a house
I
somewhere.
thought, okay, in a closet or something. I'm like, please, please, please don't, please, Lord, please. That's what I was
But
saying.
she
Please,
did the
Lord,
right
please,
thing. Mm-hmm.
please, no, please. So, yeah. So the child was hiding with the friend Norma all along.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, because at least she was smart about it. Because she knows, because Dahlia realized she needed some help, and at least she was smart about having the
Right.
child with her friends that her trifling as parents, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
There it is.
And the friend was good,
Eventually,
being a good best friend, holding down her secret.
right. She had to lie. She had to tell them a story. So yeah. So that eventually they reunited, and then Monty was happy and his child was happy, but unfortunately, Monty had to go back to jail because he did a crime.
Monty volunteered to go back to jail, okay? Because Gabby said, I ain't pressing no charges. He said, I need to do the time. I said, okay, whatever, child.
Yeah, he
Even though Gabby and Margaret don't want to press charges, the state can press.
Who though?
Gabby was letting
Trent.
He was gonna let him off the hook, but he was
Yeah.
like, I made this big mistake. But also he was like, well, I want to reunite with my son. And
But technically he did commit a crime, so and Trent knew about it. So there's that.
He did commit a crime, but
yeah, poor Monty.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what I said. If Trent didn't know, I'll be fine with it.
Yeah, I forgot about that part because I was like, well, he did. Yeah, he did know, and the doors was locked, and he had to break in. So I guess. Yeah.
But Trent is always going to go by that badge. It's very rare that he's going to bend a rule to disobey. I'm sorry, but that's really how he do though.
He bent that rule when she threw his ass out of there though.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
How he will be. It's very, very rare.
Do you see anybody in danger? Do you see any weapon? Man, okay.
Because they were just chilling, cooling, trying to find Dahlia and Jalen, and he come tackling this dude. Mm-hmm. So they reunite, and then Margaret tell Gabby that she know Heather is Sir's sister Lena.
Uh-oh.
Yay!
I'm trying not to scream because the mic on crack.
Because she said, she was like, how do you know this? And she's like, because we ran into Heather as they was leaving. She went to go visit Sir, and she saw the features and the expressions, and it was like a telling tale of she is related to Sir. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yes, Margaret.
And Gabby even thinking like, damn, Heather? And then next you know, they had Heather on the screen.
Gabby's like, how long has she been around us? How long did this always go down? You know what I'm saying?
Now they got to backtrack, put them pieces together.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But we knew Heather wasn't Ish. We knew Heather wasn't Ish.
They definitely gonna have to moonwalk back with that.
Look for some more flashbacks coming up soon.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Miss Wright. He want to start over with a clean slate. So
yes, we gotta, do right for our child.
I mean, right is right. He know he did something wrong, so he did
set
the right
a good
thing,
example. Yeah, he did. I just,
Yeah.
Look, Miss Kira said, I just want to forget it.
It's a show, so I was willing to let it slide. In real life,
I'm like, well, that's what I'm saying. In real life, he technically did commit a crime, even though,
for sure,
nobody got hurt. But
because, like I said, when I first saw the episode, I said he did that ish. Whatever they say he did it.
Dang,
you coming in here,
Kara?
Cause you kicking in door, waving 4-4s and locking me up. No, there's no way that you didn't.
He did kick in the door. He left himself in.
That man said, okay.
Waving the 4-4 and lock me up in there. Close the door. Lock me up in there.
In. He was looking for service.
Ain't no way.
M&A, y'all need some security around there, man.
Yeah, but it was good to see that Dahlia and Jalen, we know where they was at, and I'm glad to see that Gabby could admit that she was wrong in the old case.
Yes.
So she made a mistake.
Yeah.
And this man was innocent the whole time. So what'd you say? Heather was really irritated when she asked her what he wanted, and he said, Gabby. I am convinced Heather purposely buzzed Gabby upside the head as hard as she could in that gym. Oh yeah, to get Sir out of there. Yep, when he was exposing Heavy Boots' father with those kids. Yeah, I remember. Mm-hmm. So what happened to Christian? Did she unlock Christian, or he just tied up somewhere? Or that's really Christian in the morgue?
Watch him bring Christian back at the end of the season.
I don't think Christian's going. That's been my whole thing.
That's my thing too. I'm like, Did anybody identify the body? I'm gonna need to see the body. I'm sorry.
Because I think Christian was knocked out. He got up and got the hell on. That's my synopsis. But I
Exactly.
could be wrong.
Because the thing was, Christian popped her. Christian got to Gabby's house and did woo woo woo. I'm like,
Yeah. So the whole time everybody was putting blame at Christian's feet, but
We knew that was BS.
yeah.
Well, let me not say that. At the end, we knew it was BS. We weren't too sure at the beginning because why you popping up like this? But
right.
the whole thing that happened to Heather, I knew that wasn't. I'm like, he didn't do that. He busy trying to run, turn his back, getting clocked in the head by Sir. Like,
Trent need to use his energy to find out what Sir knows about his daddy.
oh, and then you got the one more scene with
Yeah, I'm getting to there. So
Okay.
yes.
Margaret.
So Margaret go back to speak to Sir again. Because she
supposed to be bringing Gabby, but she didn't do that.
She said she would never sacrifice her best friend for information for him.
Amen.
She tells Sir that she is on to him and threaten him. He tells her not to worry and that the clouds will part eventually. I say, yo.
Is now. Is that what that black lady said to her? Is that what that black lady said to her at the house?
Let me think. No, like, wait a minute.
Did she say that? That was a good question.
Because I said, I know you're not trying to blame the little old black lady. Who said that? Don't tell me it was the black lady at the house that said that, child. And I just watched it again, too. I'm going to have to run that back. Y'all get that in the comments and let me know. If it wasn't her, who said that? Because clearly we know Margaret knows who said it. But I feel like maybe it was that scene.
But
we heard it in another episode.
But
I don't think it was that scene because she was talking about real friends because everybody had left her.
But didn't Jamie tell that to? I was wondering, did Jamie and Sir have a conversation?
Jamie told that to Sir, I guess the last time he was there.
Right.
Okay.
And Sir said he assumed that he got it from Margaret, but perhaps he got it from, and Margaret looked like, so that's why I was like, better not been that black lady. That's all I know.
Oh, the person who raised him, who he's been with, basically.
Yes. Yeah, he put it out there like, or was it the person?
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, because now he knew that was going to drive Margaret crazy.
Because when she said, what? Say what now? Where you get that? I said, oh, that was not Margaret.
Yep. That's going to put Margaret to a tell.
And then she went home to look through old photo albums as Sir had triggered something in her. So, damn. Oof. Ooh. I wonder what she found. Dang. Can't wait the next episode.
Right. They do this every episode.
Right. It will be interesting to see Gabby and Heather go toe to toe at some point. I definitely want to see Heather, Lena, whatever her name is, go toe to toe. I think Christian is alive, but in hiding from the accomplice. Heather is willing to sacrifice. Yeah. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
See, now I'm thinking about what that black woman said. I'm about to go back and rewatch it.
I'm gonna rewatch it too. I don't know if that's what she said, but it just made me think because I'm like, why would y'all have her talk to her in this episode and then it be somebody else? You know what I'm saying? So now I got to go back. How many episodes I got to go back found? It wasn't this episode. It was 3 episodes ago. I'm supposed to remember that. Just saying.
Well, I hope not. Look, I'm looking like, oh, child, I hope not. But yeah, so
if not, I guess they're gonna give it to us next episode, and I'm jumping to what could be.
Yeah, yes, we'll definitely get next episode. I'm sure. Hopefully.
I hope so.
At least that part of it, because they dragging Jamie to the deaths, child.
Then you get the whole Heather Lena thing because the episode ended with Gabby got Heather ID up there. They're trying to figure out.
Well, I think the title of the next episode is Missing Wild Heather. So
yeah.
Okay. I don't know where India went because India got the synopsis in the inside scoop, but I did see the title of the next episode. I ain't nothing else, no sneak peeks, no description, but I'm like, okay, so it's Heather centered, just judging by that, and it better not be no another Heather like missing while Gabby Mosley, and it's another Gabby Mosley. So don't do that again. It got
That's
to be
what.
this. Got to be this Heather.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I can't wait till Gabby take her down. Gabby and the team.
What we got? Like
So,
5 more episodes left, y'all.
ooh, that's a good
Yes.
question.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
17. This thing's 22. Mm-hmm.
22.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. 22 is the number.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Wow." What you
Oh,
saying?
okay. Okay,
I think
thank
the other
you.
lady in the red shirt that we
We
seen at the
suspected
bus
her
stop
too.
is the one that was offering help. Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes,
thank
yes.
you.
Okay.
That makes me feel a little bit better. I knew we had heard it before. I just thought it might have
I'm
been
saying
this
I don't think
episode.
I don't think it was this episode. I remember her talking about friends. Who's your
Mm-hmm.
family and friends who's there for you are the ones who stick around or something.
But the other lady was saying, yeah, I was gonna say the other lady was, I don't know, child, the black lady. So I said, please don't let it be the black lady. But yeah, we did have our eyes on that lady at the bus station too. So I feel a little more comfortable. Feel a little more comfortable.
He knows a lot, Pete Bronson, because we got Heather Lena in there, and he's friendly with the guards.
Right.
Look, money is power. Okay.
At this point right here, everybody's a suspect to me. I can't trust
Oh
nobody.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Go from flashbacks, Margaret's old friends, Heather. I
That
can't.
part.
Like,
Because I still got my eyes on that lady that I think the husband had an affair with that was
see,
at the,
Yes, yes,
I can't think of her
yes.
name.
that's another
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
another potential suspect right there.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
I got like 6 people that I'm looking at right now that it could be.
A little bored.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes, we definitely need a crime board like this who did it. But yes. That was the end of the episode, y'all.
Yay, it was
So we
good.
missed something. Let us know down in the comments if you made this far. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button for us on everybody's respective channels.
Yes, please.
Yes. Ooh, get that down. Any last thoughts before I go around?
No, I'm just, they set it up so you'd be excited for the next episode. So especially since now I know it's missing Wild Heather, I got to get to it. I was ready yesterday. Got to get to it.
Yes, and I don't know why she want heavy boots so bad. She know dang well her brother don't like heavy boots.
Yeah, like you said, Miss Kara, this next episode has to be hopefully Heather focused. Now I did see on the preview. Down next episode. It's gonna be some stuff that's gonna happen, but they didn't show nothing about Heather, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering how they gonna.
Is it about Jamie?
Huh?
Jamie? No.
No, it's not about Jamie in the promo. Not on that promo that I saw.
Okay.
Yeah. So
is it a new case?
Right. This one like
it didn't reveal the case. The only thing it revealed was Gabby going to prison. She was going to go see Sir, and apparently it was like some type of prison break that happened. Right?
Oh yeah, I did see that preview.
Yeah. So now Gabby in prison. While I guess these men are fighting or something like that, and Sir has to protect her. But
protect her.
Yeah, that's the only part they showed. So they didn't show about Heather on that.
I'm like, is this something set up? This is a Sir production.
I'm not even trying to believe all this because they give us all this crap and it's going to be a dream that Sir had. And
yeah, they could.
Don't say that, Kara. Don't no. That'd be messed up. I'm gonna be honest. That'd be so messed up.
No, Miss Kira's right. Cause we talked about this earlier in the season. How a lot of times, they'll do it one way, and Miss Kira even said this. They do it one way, but it turns out it's a whole nother way when you actually see.
And we get here, and we like,
yeah. So, like she said, it could literally be a dream or a flashback that Gabby's waking up. Oh, I was captured by Sir and these guards. You know what I'm saying?
I hope so, because that sounds chaotic. That sounds chaotic.
Gosh. Yes. Any other thoughts or predictions y'all like to get out? Have it out right now put on record.
I've learned better than to try to predict anything on this show because I'm still, like I said, I'm swinging my feet on this side about Jamie, and then I'm swinging my feet on the other side. So no predictions.
Okay. I understand. So before we get out of here, tell the people what y'all got coming up, if anything at all. Miss Kira speaks.
Okay, so last night I just did Raising Kanan season 4, episode 5. Check that out. Did a weekly huddle earlier today, as well as a video for cast descriptions for the new season of The Never Ever Mets. And a quick short, because we got some words from the actor that plays Famous, so I did a quick short for that. Tomorrow we got Married to Medicine, the final part of the finale, and The Never Ever Met season 2, episode 1 panel. So keep your notifications on, because we got stuff later on in the week, but
Yep. The Lawrence report.
So I did my review of this episode, had a bunch of interesting comments on that video, so make sure you'll check that out.
Uh-oh.
It was all good comments. It was all good.
Okay.
Check out Magazine Dreams with Jonathan Majors. I did that. I did a lot of Marvel content lately, and also be on the lookout for my review of Sinners. That should be coming out real soon, so I'm going to put it out there early. We'll be dropping a review for Sinners very, very soon.
Okay. I definitely want to check Sinners out.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely got to watch your magazine man, whatever it's called.
Magazine Dream.
Whatever, I just said Magazine Man, because
I'm gonna watch it, because I'm not gonna watch that till streaming.
I did go to the theaters. I took my mom, and let's just say me and my mom was the only ones in there.
Yeah. I think the situation is because it was
initially supposed to be released in 2023. Then we know all that happened with the case and
it was
drama.
A company who the movie is under. It was originally debuted at Sundance back in 2023, but some other people say when they went to the movie theaters, they only saw maybe 5 or 6 people there, and I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get the situation, and plus it wasn't really promoted a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? But and I just want to say, because I was a fan of this guy and hoping he can get back on the right path of Hollywood.
Yeah, I just take the personal out of it, because he is a good actor. I cannot take that away from him. So there's that, and he did a hell of a good job, because I'm looking like, yo, that's all I was saying through the movie, like, yo, this is wild.
Okay.
Yeah,
and it's so believable. But yeah, it was a good movie. So yeah, but for me, this coming up week, like Miss Kira Speaks said, we have the Never Ever Mets panel tomorrow. And also the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just did my Beyond the Gates weekly recap, so check that out. I did the first reactions for Raising Kanan, the latest episode with VKJTV. We did our first reaction on that, so check that out. And what else? Seems like I'm missing something, but I don't know what I'm missing. So yeah, that's all I can remember. Just make sure you are subscribed and hit the notification bell so you be notified when I drop something. So yeah, please hit the like button on your way out, and replay game. Make sure you leave a comment and your thoughts on this wild episode found episode 17. Yeah, so it's about to get turned up. So
coming down the home stretch.
Come on, these last 5. I don't want no more breaks. Look.
Yeah, no more.
Right.
No more breaks. Okay.
Go straight through. Give us 5 goals, 5 weeks straight. You know what I'm saying? There shouldn't be no break. Pretty sure they shot everything. We good.
I feel like there's one more break, but I'm not.
The only thing I think we're waiting on is a season 3 announcement. I don't know when that's gonna happen. NBC, what's up? What's up? I know y'all be looking at the lives. What's up?
He said, "What's up?"
Unless I'm thinking about the wrong show. Okay, I might be thinking about the wrong show. I might not be. I'm counting 5. So
okay,
because we're going into the middle of May or the top of May.
Okay,
well, we good. I'll be quiet.
We'll be here for the ride. We will be here recapping. So we definitely will be here next week. So until next time, you guys, and thanks for the chat for chatting out with us who came through. We appreciate it. And we will see y'all next week. Bye, y'all.